So.
So what club you got there, Tiger?
Oh, I spun it back.
What club was that? That wasn't a 60.
That was 60.
That was 60?
Yeah.
Try it again.
How did you do that?
Because he's got a spinny ball.
I know, but like ours, that TP.
And he cuts across it. That's gonna spin.
Yeah, see?
So you hold on. When you're hitting that shot, Tiger, come here for a sec. I want to get your thoughts too. So when you're hitting that shot there, Rory, what are you trying to do with the face through impact?
So I guess I'm not really thinking of the face. I'm trying to release the club underneath the ball and get the shaft like back to vertical at impact, I guess. So you're really like releasing underneath it.
Yeah, because I can see your hands going underneath this way.
Yep.
But you have a very abbreviated swing. When you're hitting that low spinner as well, do you do the exact same technique? Was it like that?
No, I try and cover it just a little bit with my body. So have it open, I try and cover it, and then let it go at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, that's got some nip on it.
Can you feel it in your chest?
So like you open your chest up a bit?
I
move the chest, and then I throw it at the same time. So it almost feels like almost
everything
is going. Almost like a little over the top sort of throw. Okay, yeah.
I'm never so
I love yours because you've just got this structure in your arm so good, and it doesn't break any. I love that. Like out of bad lies, like I try to pretend I'm you.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
You get really wide.
Yeah, I got wide.
Yeah, I love that, especially out of like rough if you got a bad lie.
Okay.
So you know getting low and getting wide from here though. Can you hit it?
Draw that way?
Yeah. No, like with your technique being wide like that.
Depends how low you are.
Yeah.
And depends what you get the lie
exactly,
at.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you're talking about like, you know what I mean?
No,
remember that 6-iron hit out of the bunker at, you know what I mean?
Good.
I had to get low, but it was like, because you're so far around, you had to like get the club this way. Yeah. So the face was like that. And that's why I came out
like a draw spinner to here. Like hold it on the hill. To this short one? Yeah. So that the ball won't release to the right.
With an open face? I mean, you're going to have to go...
Not
like, spanky.
No.
Like that.
Are you just talking about...
Just a little bit. Like a draw, like more draw spin than back spin. Like that?
I love that.
Pretty good. Yeah. So you like more of the inside feel, compressing it on the inside.
I do.
Right. But
unless I want to hit the high one.
Yeah. Then you're on the outside.
I'm trying to get outside of the ball.
Yeah. So normally you're inside.
I'm on the inside.
Compressing it a little bit down.
Exactly.
Okay. And Rory, what are you? Are you more of a?
I guess it depends on the shot. I mean, this is a very. I mean, for me, it's a very simple shot. I mean, if anything, just a little on the inside.
Yeah. So I think it obviously determines on the shot that you play based on the wedge you have too.
Correct. And when I'm at home practicing, I like to hit draws.
Yeah.
Because why?
You know who was big into that? Trevino.
What? So
draws around the green?
Yeah. But why do you like hitting draws?
Because it's easy to kind of rake across and get it rakey and steep. It's a little harder
and then it's inconsistent that way.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
But trying to hit it draws in like that.
Oh, that was actually
shallow me out.
Yeah. If I can put on a tee here.
That's nice there.
Which wedge is that, Jason? MG2.
MG2, but this is like, it's got to be. I think it's like 6 months old. I haven't changed.
How are the grooves?
The grooves. See the difference between. So how much do you change your wedges?
Oh, I mean, I change
once
my
every
lob wedge.
two tournaments.
2 or 3 tournaments. Yeah.
He changes his wedge every week, right?
A lot.
Every.
Because I practice a lot at home.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't play 12 events a year.
Yeah. Giving me crap about playing 12 events a year. But talking about it, so we're on very grippy, into the grain Bermuda grass here. But I know that if I have the same, you just gradually get used to the spin. So I'm not going to get as much spin as these guys. But when I'm hitting a normal chip shot, I know that it's going to come out this way every single time.
You found the raw face is holding up better than
raw face is great, yeah. Because he's playing a different wedge, and he's got the black.
Yeah, which is the raw face.
Right.
But I like hitting chips off an upslope like this in Bermuda because it prevents you from dragging the handle.
Yeah.
And I that would be my bad habit. Would be I drag the handle and it's just not.
So when you were
Uphill, you have to feel like
You have to feel like everything
straight
matches up. Yeah.
You got to hit it perfect.
Yeah.
So I was playing with Tiger at Hero World Challenge when he flummed like 5 or 6, dude. And I get it because I've had that exact same problem. And then I had to change my technique. Is your technique different now from back when we played when you did do that to right now?
I would say yes, because I can't separate my hips like I used to.
Yeah.
Like I used to
Yeah.
be able to take, like not hips not move going back.
Has that
Because of my
improved your
back?
chipping though?
No, I just
Because
had to-
everything moves as one now.
I had to like learn how to take the club back differently, because this doesn't. I can't get
It
this
doesn't
to
move.
hold.
You used to
yeah.
feel a hip turn when you chip?
No,
a
this
pivot?
guy
It has
feels
to.
everything.
Yeah.
But because everything moves
Unbelievable.
now because of the fusion, so I had to relearn how
Oh, that's
it all moves. Because I can't go like that anymore.
yeah, because he would. I mean, you felt everything through the hand.
Everything in my
and
hands, and I still do, but I can't keep
So
my
do you-
hips still.
So do you still set it?
I
When-
do set it, but my hips actually move now,
Okay.
which I'm forced to because of the surgery.
Oh, you can't. You can't
can't-
separate your.
I can't separate it.
Your upper and lower. Is that what you mean?
Can't do it anymore.
Right. So everything sort of has to go as one.
Exactly.
Okay. Right.
Which is crazy, but
What is each of your best tip for chipping into the grain? Like Jason,
I don't think
For
about
amateurs
I
and-
don't think about. I don't think about it too much, to be honest. But like, obviously, this is into the grain, upslope, so it's going to be easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But my two things is if I have a problem, I always hit behind the ball. I mean, some people like either scull it or
Yep.
behind the ball, but it's because my head goes this way. So Tiger
Yep.
alluded to it early where when he was
Covers
trying to hit
it.
that spit, he's just covering it this way with this. So a good technique for me, I mean, I'm over exaggerating it here, but I grab it and I take the club back, and then I feel like I'm kind of keeping this left shoulder down. Same thing in the bunker. You know, obviously, I'm trying to feel like I'm. Have you ever seen Alex Noren chip?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not really thinking about it because I just obviously do it in practice. So if I can cover it a little bit better that way, my head doesn't do this, and I can actually chip it. But I mean, I'm not. I like different to these guys. I keep it very wide, no wrist hinge.
Yeah.
You start bringing. It's like a watch. The more moving parts, the less simple it is.
Yeah.
So I just try and keep it as
Your
simple.
miss is just kind of a little bit of a drop kick that doesn't dig.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
because it keeps it so shallow.
exactly.
And that's what's so nice about it, especially off Bermuda, when there's different lies and different grain. Because that's what, like, it is nice to feel that sort of the structure in your arms, and
Yeah, that's nice.
and it just keeps. I was a touch thin, but it's good off like a bare lie or
Yeah.
That's where it's nice. I mean,
I think with the different my technique, I keep a towel under my arm, so it kind of forces. I try and keep this right arm as straight as possible until it can't go any further. It has to bend.
and I know, I get it, and I get nervous when I think of that.
Now, why is that?
Because I like to feel it in my
Yeah.
hands and
Yeah.
the club head moving,
Yeah,
just like I do when I putt. It's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
everything, I'm so handsy.
So
Yeah.
that's a very external cue, right? Like that's like
Yeah, I had my feels had to change because of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
procedure,
yeah.
and so
How about
Which-
ball position for you?
depends on what shot I'm playing.
well, right now, what shot you want to play?
Well, if I want to cut it, I'll put the ball up.
But
This
you don't
guy's
even.
so
But the thing
feel,
is,
man.
though, but you don't even
So
think
feel.
about it.
No,
it just
it just-
because
yeah.
we
Wanna
hit so
draw
many
it,
chip shots. It's
I'll drop
automatic.
it back.
Yeah, but he's got so much feel. It's like how he plays his iron shots. I mean, if you,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. When he putts, he has a different stroke for Poana to normal other greens. It's just like, I think that's like genius level, because I can't think of stuff like that because I think I'd be off the tour.
But everybody's has their own different cues.
100%.
And like I don't really feel my body moving that much. I feel everything in my hands and the club head.
You're a very underrated chipper. Your short game is very I know
you.
you get a lot of. you
No,
know,
it's definitely.
You get a lot of praise for your
it's-
driver and your
it's-
irons, but your chipping
Yeah,
is
it's
sneaky
definitely improved. And I think because of that, I was saying this last week, because my short game has improved, it takes the pressure off my long game. And then I can go at pins, and if I miss a green, it's fine. I'll get it up and down, I'll move on to the next. And so it gives me so much freedom with my long game, and I think that's the reason that I've had a good year this year, is because, you know, if I hit it in the fairway, it's like, okay, go time, and if I don't, I'll get it up and down, I'll move on.
Plus, it also keeps the momentum of the round going.
Yeah.
It's that one key save here and
100%.
there.
Exactly.
Keep the round going.
Yeah.
You guys pick a spot.
I pick it, so that's all I do. I pick a spot and I just try to react to that for the most part.
Do you try and match the practice swing? Do you, like, because I know that you have practice
No,
swing.
I visualize the flight. I visualize the flight from here to where, and the trajectory to where.
And then that'll determine how far short or long you're going to land it.
Yeah.
And what do you?
I don't ever see a spot.
You
Really?
look at the hole, right? So that's
I don't know how to hit to a spot.
Yeah. So I reckon if you hit to a spot, you'd pull up short every single time, probably.
That's
So,
one
yeah.
thing I learned. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I feel everything like that. I've taken the whole environment.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, where for me it's like I'll usually put like little discs on the ground if I'm practicing or whatever, and I just
Okay, perfect.
say, yeah, that's. I go here. There's a little pitch mark. Okay, got it. And
Hit
that
from
was
there,
terrible.
yeah. No,
But
it's
yeah, but that it's a bit like my putting as well. I sort of pick my spot and I just sort of try to.
Do you
react
find
to
when
it.
you pick a spot that you misread a lot of chips, or are you pretty decent at reading it from when it lands?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
I
it's sort of like two different parts. It's like the chip part,
And then the putt and the
it's
roll,
the
the
roll,
putt.
the roll
Yeah.
part.
And this
yeah.
is when, like when I was growing up, talking to Sevi about how he chips. He doesn't want to cut anything, so no cut spin. So the hands keep coming back,
Yeah.
so he can hit everything straight. So when he reads a chip, it's just like a putt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't check into the right like
Yeah.
most people do.
yeah.
So
Like bunker
did he
shots.
did he release the hands in
Yes,
that
he
way
did.
as
Yeah,
well?
and he got his
So it's like
hands,
kind of like
but he got his
so
hands
low
so low,
and
like
back.
like down by his knees.
yeah.
And he had
then
long
it's-
arms too.
Yeah,
And he was like kind of like Patrick Reed style, where
Correct.
the hands go.
Hands went, wow, covered it.
That's impressive, man.
there you go.
I want to see you hit bunker shots.
Me?
Yeah,
Let's hit a couple bunker shots real
All
quick.
right.
You're taking off in a second, but
Your
go to the
bunker game's
bunkers.
sick.
who's the best bunker player you've ever seen?
No, not ever seen. Like me, not.
Who's the best bunker player you've seen then, Jason?
Brett Rumford is
Yeah,
pretty good.
Rummy's so good.
Rummy's unbelievable. Just trying to think.
Honestly, when
What do you think
in
makes
our
him
era-
such a good bunker player? Why do you think?
Well, he gets so low to it. He sets his
Yeah.
hands
With the
so
handle.
low, and when you get that much depth in the hands being down, I mean, you get so much of that bounce.
So
And you've got so much margin for error. then.
Correct.
Do you adjust your handle height depending on the length of the shot? Do you go lower on a short one?
my problem with going a little bit too low, like I mean, I definitely love going low, but if I go too low, sometimes I can get too low and it starts going left.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of. So my big thing, like once again, I'm always drawing a line. And I'm
matching the
just,
shaft up to the line.
yeah, I'm just trying to match the shot. You know what I mean? I mean that was a little bit fat,
Seriously,
but
how's that sound?
Yeah.
When you hit bunker shots, you have that audio. That's just like
so I'm trying to take as little sand as possible and hit it as close as I can to the ball. That's all I'm trying to do. But I'm
Close.
like then I'm trying to
Like
hit
ollie.
it. I'm trying to swing it a little bit shorter and just accelerate the club.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
How good is that?
So
Give us
So
one
audio.
bunker shot. Talk about your technique.
So you chip gloveless, but you bunker
by
shots
bunker shot
not.
and flop shots. I put a glove on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want the
longer
traction
swing
and the
longer
and
swing. Yeah.
speed.
a little fat.
Yeah, really fat. Terrible.
So hit one shot, Tiger. Kind of explain to us kind of what you think about in a bunker real quick.
Again, I like feeling hands down and back.
Yeah.
because I grew up with a 56 only, and also my 7-iron. So I just have to get down in this way and get it releasing. So I like to
Do
throw
you
my
feel
right
a lot
hand.
of right hand?
I throw it a lot with my right hand.
But all your feels are right
hand.
dominant,
I'm
right?
caught right-handed.
Yeah. Even your swing.
Full swing, I end up feeling my right hand.
Yeah.
So for me, I like feeling my hands low, hands back. Then throw it.
See, it's like
But-
kind of
but-
abbreviated swing. Right?
But the problem is that when I've come back from the surgery, the only part of my game I can't work on is my bunker game.
And why is that? Is it because
It's because of being
Inside bend.
side bend.
side bend, and
I
then
can't
move it. Yeah.
rotate from here.
Yeah,
So I've had to not practice that much.
Yeah.
So I've had to.
So is there
try to-
anything that you can change your practice to help your bunker game?
You
Well,
can't
that's why
just
I hit
open
a lot
up more to it?
I hit a lot of flop shots. So it simulates the same motion
Right.
of what I like to feel in my right hand.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're not as low.
And, yeah, and,
And
when
you're
the,
not-
the, more,
yeah.
the lower I get, the harder it is to side bend and
Yeah,
rotate.
yeah.
Okay.
That's impressive. What are you feeling?
It's the same thing. So my bad habit in a bunker is I get too open, and then because I get too open, the handle starts to go forward. So for me, if I draw, I need to just like square up.
Yep.
So if I square up and get it off the inside of my heel, and then same thing, just match the shaft to that sort of vertical line.
It's amazing. All good bunker players, not one of them rake it.
And that's the
What do you mean? Just throw it in?
No, like
Oh
hold on to it like that. All good bunker players let it go.
yeah.
So the key for your bunker game is when
Is
you
my
start
step.
hitting it low. Do you know that you're
or
getting too lean?
when I start hitting
Too
it
lean?
fat, because I know
Yeah.
that I'll get open and like
Yeah.
I'll drag the handle.
Yeah.
So like if anything, I want to feel like I'm almost closed to the target
Yeah.
in the bunker.
And then you go on
And
this
then from
way.
there, it's a bit like you. I can.
Yeah.
From there, I can like cover it.
And you find that you hit a pretty straight spinning shot.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. And you're the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm like I kind of
Yep.
spin it a little bit off to
Correct.
from left to right.
Yeah. So, but like for me, all I do is I draw these
Draw the
target
lines
line
so
there.
you can keep
there,
neutral.
And then I keep neutral the whole time. And then from there, it's just easy.
Yeah, that's perfect. Do you guys think about how
we're good.
hard you need to hit it?
Absolutely.
Right at the end, we finally get the good stuff.
All right, I'm interested. Golly.
No, you guys stay in the bunker.
It's like
Tiger's
gold.
got to
It's
go.
gold right now. He can send me an invoice. That's money. That is so good there, bro.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just low and.
Yeah, and it's high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Using the loft well.
How much work do you do on your short game? What's your chipping wise? Do you have a specific practice routine?
I do.
Like the putting?
Yeah, I do. So it's like an hour and a half of chipping, bunker work, rough work, and I start with like trying to hit in like a disc like
Yeah,
yours,
yeah.
or hit on a disc. So I'm just working on.
To a point.
Yeah, I'm working to
Yeah.
a point because I pick my target.
Different
so
trajectories or?
different trajectories, but like the way that I do it is I just set up and then I just manipulate the hands. I don't really need to. I mean, if I need to hit a really low one, I'll put a back stance. But I mean, trying to do it. I mean, I'll do it to that one. So I'll hit a low one here. Right, so I'm
And
just
that's just a little more like
I-
lead with
it's
the
just-
left
yeah,
hand.
it's just like so what it is, Rory, I just literally go there, set it up, and I just lean the hand forward and
Okay.
and then I just
And
turn,
then just keep that
turn
angle.
and keep it there.
Mhm.
And then if I want to hit like a neutral flight, it'll go. I mean, you can manipulate it how
Yeah,
high
that's
you
nice.
want,
Yeah.
and then you
That's
go
nice.
Would
to
you
a
say it's like low, medium, high, or do
low,
you have
medium, high.
in
Yeah,
betweens you do too?
yeah, and then I can do in between if I want to, but it just all depends on what kind of
Yeah.
shot you want to hit,
What trajectory you're seeing.
and then you just move your hands back.
Nice.
Obviously, create more.
And then
spin.
and then for those 3 shots, your landing areas are obviously different,
Different,
and
yeah.
then having
Yeah.
to see that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but I mean, it's an hour and a half of chipping every day, hit into a disc, work on technique. Then I get, I'll get 10 balls, try and chip it into a circle,
Yeah. 3-foot circle.
Yeah, like 3-foot circle. Yeah, 3-foot circle, because that's a goal at the end of the day, because you really shouldn't miss a putt from 3 feet, inside 3 feet.
But there are times whenever you get over a chip shot and you're like, I'm going to hold this, or you know, you feel like, even to this one, you know, from maybe a little closer, but this one here, it's such a simple chip. Like for me anyway, I'd think, you know, I've got a pretty good chance of holding that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because you can be aggressive with it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The big thing is that I always try and work to a 3-foot like circle around the hole, but most people will probably chip it between 6 and 10 feet. So that's why I'm always killing the 6-footers and 10-footers with my putter. You know, I'm just always working on it, because you'd love to chip it stone dead all the time like this guy.
How about like in links golf? Do you chip the same, or do you adjust?
I think you obviously don't play for as much spin. You play for a little more release, but I'm not someone that goes down to like a 7-iron or an 8-iron, or I don't practice that much with that. So I'm never gonna hit a shot in competition that I haven't practiced enough to know exactly what it's going to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, the lowest loft I'll go down to is maybe like my pitching wedge. But my pitching wedge, again, you can put it a little off your back foot and hood it and just. But at least you know that
chipping with a little bit of check.
A touch, yeah, a touch.
Do you find that it releases so much more? I mean, it obviously will, but like it releases more than you think, and you've hit it too far, or with a pitching wedge? With a pitching wedge, yeah.
Yeah, I always have to tell myself you don't have to hit this as hard as you think.
Yeah.
That's always my. It just because, you know, as soon as you, especially that I've now went with the 730 wedge instead of the mill grind wedge, like I just feel like it comes off just that little bit faster.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of trying to, I mean, obviously practicing that the week of the tournament and getting a little more comfortable with it, but I'm never, like when I'm practicing here in Florida, I'm never taking out an 8-iron or 7-iron and bumping it, or just, I'm not.
No one ever really works on it though, is it?
Well, that's the thing. So why would you play it if you don't work?
Yeah. I mean, but that's the style of golf over here. We use 60 most of the time over here.
But what I would,
you can create so many shots with a 60, right?
Yeah, but what I would do, I'd mess around out here. So say I take my 52, and then I'll start messing around with different, you know, points of where I want to land the ball. Okay, I want to land this just before that golf ball and kill it on the hill, and then just let it, you know, just stuff like that.
Yeah, that's mad.
I'd rather do that stuff. But again, that's just, I mean, it's hard to say training your feel, but that's all it is. It's visualization it's okay.
But you got to train the visualization though, don't you?
Yeah. You know, I'd much rather hit shots like that where there's a little bit of flight on it and it takes one bounce and kills it a bit, and then.
Do you always try and flight it on the green, or do you?
No, not necessarily. It depends. It depends on the grass. Like at Augusta, for example, when it's wet, you can bounce them up, and because that wet ryegrass, it sort of skids. But once that ryegrass gets dry, it's so sticky and you can't bump it.
Get it through.
So then you have to start trying to land it on the green.
Okay. When you have to start landing it on the green, that gets, I mean, it gets hard both ways though, to be honest, because like you remember like any pin on 11 up the right hand side and you hit it right and it's dry, and then you try and putt through it, it bounces. How much does it bounce?
Yeah, I know, it's brutal.
It's really, really difficult. And then you chip, if you don't quite catch it good enough, then it either like sticks in the ground and stops like right on the fringe there, and now you got like a 10-foot, 11-foot putt down the hill.
Yeah.
Or you hit it too hard and it kind of clips through it, you know, so it's just, it can be really difficult.
How about the different roughs, you know, Bermuda to...
Yeah, so again, like out of the rough is when, like I was saying earlier, like I love how Jason gets so low with it, and like he keeps the structure of his arms so good. Like, so imagine, you know, this, you know, left and right arms like a V, and just trying to keep that V and like real shallow.
That's exactly the.
Will you get steeper out of Bermuda than?
No, I almost get shallower.
More shallow.
I get shallower.
It's like you want to feel like you're hitting up on it.
Because Bermuda is actually, it's not. The grass itself is, the club gets through it pretty.
Yeah.
It's the roots at the bottom
Yeah.
that are real sticky. But if you're keeping it shallow and you're just going through the top bit of the grass, it sort of slides through it pretty
Comes
well.
out pretty good. It obviously depends on the lie.
Yeah.
But like, you know, out of Bermuda rough, you hit more like shots that just go right there, instead because you're trying to hit down on it rather than if you kind of feel like.
You know what's been a great rule in golf this year that's actually helped me out of rough, like following through,
Right.
is that you can't double hit it. You know, like that's
Yeah,
a
so
new
you're not
rule.
concerned with
So
that,
you're not
so you
concerned with the
accelerate.
double hit. So you can actually really accelerate through
Yeah.
and not, you know.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
It's totally different compared to your normal rye or your Kentucky bluegrass up like the northeast area. Like I love hitting rough shots out of that type of grass.
Up in the northeast.
Up in the
Yeah.
northeast.
Yeah, it's
like,
so
I mean,
nice.
it's
Is
just
it more
so.
of a
And well,
splash, or
yeah,
what-
no,
what's the
because
different technique
you're trying for me anyway. I mean, I guess it's with Bermuda a little bit too, but I'm trying to get the club to enter the rough like a couple inches before the ball, and I'm just trying to like slide it in and underneath, like a scything
Yep,
motion.
I get that, and that's really good. That's a great technique because you're not. It's hard to explain it, especially on camera, without seeing the ball in a live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, every
Because if
lie's
it's back,
different,
like you know how
obviously.
when you walk off the green and you go to the next tee and then you miss it into that grass that goes into the green.
Yeah. So into the green, I learned a good thing. I always try and draw it into the green. I always try and draw my shots into the green, like with a longer grass.
Yeah.
Like you you hit it over the back of a green and it's on that walkway going.
Yeah.
You know, because the club will always get through it if you're drawing it.
That's
Whereas
impressive.
if you're trying to go this way,
So I'm more
it'll-
that way, but I feel like if I'm trying to go for that pin, like say for instance it's flat, and I'll be landing it just, you know, if I'm hitting a rough shot and I'm landing it halfway there, I feel like if I need to land it there, I have to hit it about 3/4 of the way. So you're almost trying to hit it double as hard,
Yeah.
Right.
and it comes out
Yeah.
like pretty solid every time. But like this, it's amazing how many different techniques there are. Like he
How
does
about
it.
around the greens when the pin's way above you? Do you aim
that's
at like the top of
that's
the pin?
tough. Like bunker shots especially, because
Yeah.
you're down low and you're trying to look up at this thing, and it's sometimes hard. I feel like you always come up short.
I try and visualize. If I'm standing over it, I try and see the picture. Like if I go up and walk to the top of the bunker and I see where the pin is, see what's in front of the pin, and then I go down back into the bunker. I try and visualize what's over the bunker, how much green there is, how much where the pin's at. Then I just go from there, and then I'm like, okay, well, that's that. Okay, what kind of flight do I need, and where do I need to land it? So I see the ball going out of the bunker at a certain height, at a certain speed,
Yep.
and landing it.
Yep.
And that's what I try and match it up to it,
100%.
and then usually it'll kind of
100%.
be all right.
I'm with bunker shots. I'm all about seeing the launch.
Yeah.
If I can see the launch and visualize that, then
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier.
How
Yeah.
often are you chipping without your 60?
I'm gonna say 99% I'm chipping with a 60.
60? It's
Yeah.
pretty rare to go down.
Very rare. If I go to the
Middle
British, then I'm
The what? Sorry.
the British or the Open
Yeah,
Champion.
the Open Championship. Yeah.
How about you? Do you use your middle wedge a little?
A little bit. I would say if he's 99%, I would say I'm more like 90%.
Yeah.
I'd say 9 out of 10 chips lob wedge. Because again, we're talking about manipulating the face,
Yeah.
closing it down, opening it up. But if there is because I don't have a lot of bounce on my lob wedge, if there's like a little bit of a nasty lie, I might go down to 56 or 52 where there's a little more bounce.
Yeah.
Just a little more forgiving.